Hello, hello, and we are live. Can you all hear me? If y'all can hear me, do type in, say hi, let us know that you can catch us, let us know that everything is going clearly, all right? As you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different spot today. Hey, hi for joining. Hi, guys. So once again, if you guys can hear me, just type in hi, say hi to me, let me know that the audio is working great, let me know that this thing's streaming smoothly. All right, I'm in a different location today, as you guys can see. This is actually our newly renovated office. So we're doing a bit of spring cleaning here and there, and that explains. Hey, David, hi, good to see you again. It's got a very nice view from the back. So can't wait to let you guys come in. But I know now we are in phase 2, and also let's just wait a while for people to stream in. Today we have a very exciting topic. It's quite funny because I think I'm on a string of, when it never rains, but when it does, it pours. So I think last week I was just interviewing this 23-year-old guy. And this week I found another 23-year-old guy, and this 23-year-old guy is a successful guy for his age, man. He has already made he was aiming for a target of about 100K, and he has made it already. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm going to get him to share with you guys what he did and some of the things that he. I mean, guys, think about it. What were you doing when you guys were 23, man? What was I doing when I was 23? 23, that was like 10 years ago, I was definitely not doing the cool stuff that this guy's doing. All right, so hey, let's really take his brains. Hey, don't shy, okay? I was just telling all the guests that come onto my show, right? Every time at the start, everyone all very shy, keep quiet. Then towards the end, suddenly everyone asks a lot of questions. Okay, so let's just throw in the questions along the way as well. So hey, David, thanks for letting us wait till you see the rest of the office. It's even nicer, all right? Okay. Yo, hey, David Lee. Hello. Wow, I don't know why my show has a lot of Davids, but hey, it's good to see you guys all again, man. Okay, so without further ado, let's launch in, all right? So today, I have with me Thaddeus Koh. He's the founder of Thadmedia, okay? And which is a marketing agency. He does great work for his clients. And what happens is that he actually, a lot of people, I mean, they might not know that, but he's actually just 23, okay? But he's a powerful marketer, getting lots of leads for his clients and all of that. And not only that, he actually, his story is quite inspiring. Later, I might just get him to share with you guys. What he did was that he actually took a gap year. And while everyone is still studying around his age, preparing to graduate and get a job, he decides to, hey, let's just put a pause on this. All right, so Burnett, yes, different background for sure. All right, so to all that, I feel that Thaddeus' story is very inspiring to all the people out there, all the young people. I mean, if you're out there, you're still young, you think cannot start a business. Hey, dude, this guy's 23 and he's starting it already, all right? So what excuse do we have? And then if you say that the business is bad and stuff like that, later let's ask him, all right? I'm quite certain business is anything but bad for him. All right, so let's not keep him behind. Let me bring him out of the backstage. All right, so introducing to you guys, Thaddeus.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yes, we can hear you loud and clear. Say hi to the crowd, man. Hey, everyone. So Thaddeus, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing? I did tell them briefly, but it's better to hear straight from you, man.
So I run an agency, a small team. At the moment, as of right now, we are serving a couple of stock market coaches, basically helping them get more sales. So that's basically the business that we're in.
And so I think the interesting thing is you're 23 right now, right? Yes, different background today, different hairstyle. Yes, hi guys, you guys, thanks for following us on our shows. So so Thaddeus also had a different hairstyle also. Okay, we all have
haircut.
Yeah, this is the post-COVID phase 2 haircut. But anyway, so Ted, I think one thing is that I knew you. I worked with you before as well, and interesting thing is that you told me that you were studying and then you took a gap year, right? So what caused you to do this, and why do you do this?
So it started way before I started school actually. So back then I took out a few investing courses, and then we had to plan like some of finances, and then of course write down our goals. So at the point of time when I picked up investing, I was like very motivated. Then I wrote down, I think my goal was I wanted to hit I wanted to have 100K in my savings, in my bank at the end of university. So that was my goal. And then we had to share with our classmates and whatever, right? After that, I shared with this person. Then this person asked me back this question. He said, cool, your goal is quite adventurous, 100K in about 3-4 years. He said, why not try to achieve it in 1 year? Then after that, that sparked me, or that kind of intrigued me in terms of like, is it really possible? Like, I think the time I was like 20-year-old or something like that, or 21 lah, 21, 22 like that. Then I was like, okay, he didn't give me a method lah, or like, oh, we can do this, we can do that. I was very inspired, but I don't know what to do. Then after I went on to YouTube, how to make 100K within 1 year. Very cliche. Then I came across like video, like freelance work, social media marketing, all that kind of things. But I didn't really go into the agency work until a bit later, until I really got into the internship. But from there, basically, I was dabbling a lot into like drop shipping, providing video services. I even wanted to go into like become an insurance agent because I thought like sales, I could get some decent income. And then I also went into like Amazon FBA. I'm not sure if it's common, but Amazon FBA basically is like I sell products on Amazon. So then I tried a lot of different things, but it didn't really work out. Mainly because some of them I was bad. I didn't really pick up the skills. Some is I didn't enjoy it. For example, videography. I think I was decent. That was kind of the workspace I was in, but it was very time consuming and very tiring lah, and not scalable. So I tried to try different things, and then ultimately, I landed. I got internship with one of the companies, and I got to learn more about marketing, in terms of generating leads online, and all that kind of thing. Then from there, I think I got some decent results for the company, and then I realized that I wanted to, sometimes like if you compare employee versus an entrepreneur, entrepreneur cannot work in a office environment, or you cannot take orders from someone. It's right. It's like you want to explore your own, you want to have your own ideas. But sometimes because you are in a corporate environment or working space, right, you are not able to like execute on your own ideas. So that's why I decided to basically stop the internship and then try something on my own. I didn't look back ever since lah.
Oh, wow. So it sounds like you have done a lot of things. You tried a lot of things during this 1-2 years. I mean, you mentioned that you started on this mission around 2021, right? And now you're 23, so it's about two years. Wow, you tried so many things. Amazon, thought about insurance, videography. Wow, so many things.
It's about 1 year of like trying to find out what I wanted lah.
Yep.
Even YouTuber also I wanted to try.
So I think that's true, and I think all of those things that you tried, I don't think that, sometimes there are people out there who thinks that, hey, trying all these things, they didn't work out, it's wasted time. But actually, I don't think anything is wasted. I think because you tried out all these things, you know what suited you, what did not suit you. And because of that, when you decide to double down and focus on something, you become even so much more successful. Hey, hi Bowen, nice to see you.
Hi, Bowen.
Wow, you got a supporter here. So I think So what happened was that for some of you all might not have known, he has just passed his birthday a while ago, and then and he has achieved 100K. Before he hit his 23rd birthday. And I must tell you, it's truly inspiring. It's amazing. Great job, Thaddeus. And I must say that I think even for myself, my goal was to hit like 100K, have 100K like probably, I think before I was 30, quite late also, like late 30s, like 28, 29, or I think 30, then around there, then I hit 100K as well. So I was a little bit of a slow starter, unlike you, Ted. So for someone at his age, 100K, wow, man, it's amazing. So I think a lot of people are very curious, like, how did you do it, and what are some of the things that you, some of the mindsets or some of the things you did, some practical tips that you did that you can help us, give us, share with the audience, like how do you guys to do this?
I think it starts with the mindset, but always constantly asking yourself how. So if that point of time, this person asked me, why not try 100K within 1 year, right? And in my mind, if I immediately shut him off, which I think most people would do lah, I would not have like probably started on this thing. Yeah, right. So I think the most important question is, or is in the mindset, is asking yourself, how can you achieve certain things instead of saying that you cannot. Because it opens up your mind in terms of like, for example, let's say you want to hit, let's say 7 figures, right, in at least 1-2 years. So from there you work backwards. In terms of like, okay, every month what do I have to do in my business for me to hit that 7 figures in the next 1 to 2 years, right? So if I were to just cut that, if I were just to label that goal as too ambitious, or 20 something year old person can never achieve that, then I would have also, I don't know what I'll be doing already lah. Maybe in school. But I guess the first mindset is instead of telling yourself that you cannot, ask yourself how can you achieve that instead. So I think Robert Kiyosaki also talks about it in his book, but it's really, really relevant. Yeah, so I think that's the first thing that the first mindset that really helped me to springboard my journey. And it's sort of a question.
Yeah, I think it's amazing because it's true, because sometimes we do, I mean, mindset, no matter, I have interviewed so many people and all of them always tell me it's like 1 or 2 mindsets that really kind of spark them off, and sometimes we are the ones that are limiting ourselves. You know, sometimes people say, hey, people give us an object or a task, a goal, whatever, and instead of actually really thinking about how to go about doing like what, and in fact that's what I think that's the response of most entrepreneurs. They're just like, okay, how do we go about doing it? But maybe an employee or a normal person, right? I mean, I think entrepreneurs not very normal one, right? So a normal person will be like, oh, cannot be done, right? They just say cannot and stuff. But entrepreneur will really think about how. Like, I think having like goals, having dreams, having visions, but without really finding and figuring out how, it's what they say, like it's just dreaming and stuff like that. But then without the dream and without the how, maybe you won't get anywhere. So I think having both is important. You must have a wonderful dream, a big grand dream, and a very clear, concrete how. And I think entrepreneurs go find the how, and that's why they're entrepreneurs are. So that's why this. That's why you also got your 100K. You went to find out how to get 100K by 23. So yeah, so that's awesome. What other things help you along this path?
I think in the process of this 1+ year journey from start, I think I was into a lot of like mess, in the sense that somehow I was lost in terms of business direction when I wasn't hitting my, let's say, if 100K, about 9K per month or 10K per month goal, right? I said 10K per month to hit 100K ma. So sometimes I was like, I wasn't hitting my goal. Some months were okay, some months were not. And then I started to ask myself, am I in the right direction? Should I be doing something else? So from that scenario, basically I learned this one thing, which is trying to identify what is working, what is not working, and then optimizing towards what is working for you. So for example, back in my when I started out, what wasn't working was I was trying YouTube, trying to be a YouTuber, Shopify, dropshipping, and all this didn't work out. But what was working was internship. I could see that I was generating results for companies, right? That's why I decided to optimize towards, which means that I shift all my focus. I cut everything. I shift all my focus towards what's working, right? So I think that was one. And then also in the process, sometimes I think at the start, my first 2 months, in January, February, I was also still a bit lost. I was trying to find like new clients. So I was doing cold calling, cold emailing.
Wow, those are tough stuff, man.
Posting videos on social media, recording content, post on YouTube. That wasn't working for me. I mean, it worked for people, maybe because there's some sort of influence or they do it over extended period of time. For me, I was just like, okay, I just post, people post, I just post. But for me, that wasn't working for me. What really worked for me is I just ask for referrals. I run ads. For me, that was effortless. So I can just cut off.
But by the way, I just want to pause you there. So for others who are tuning in, hey guys, this what he says is goal here, all right? What works for other people may not necessarily works for you. So I know, they always say success leaves clues, just follow and stuff like that. But we just have to admit it. Some people have some strengths and some talents. What works for them may not work for you. You unfortunately you have to test it before you understand it, and you have to test it to know what works and what doesn't. But hey man, just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean it doesn't work. But just because it works for other people doesn't mean it can work for you as well. So yeah, keep an open mind, keep testing like what Ted does. Like he does what every good marketer does. They test, right? So yeah, and then he has finally. And sometimes what works for you might be the things that are staring at you right under your nose, things that it's already giving you money. At that point of time, it was his internship that he was doing marketing for, and he was getting results for them. So while he was testing everything, he found out, hey, actually this is actually giving me good results, and I was quite good at it lah. So yeah, so maybe test more, open your eyes bigger. But but I just wanted to pause you there. And by the way, guys, if you guys find this segment useful and stuff like that, please do the usual, right? Do share with all the people out there. We're as on a team endless, we are on a mission to really just help as much people as possible. I always wanted to tell people that even during COVID season like this, right, there are still people that are doing well in their business. It's still possible to start a business. It's still possible to, I mean, look at Ted, man. This year has been his best year so far, right? Even during COVID. So I'm sure he'll tell us more about that. But sorry, please continue, Ted. You're saying finding out what works, what doesn't, then optimize.
Yeah. So going back to the optimizing part, I also tried to write blog posts, because one of my friends, he started a blog, and then it basically made him quite a bit of money. Then I tried to also start a blog. I realized after one blog, I realized I didn't like writing. I didn't like writing things that there's no direct ROI. I mean, I have to do a lot of copywriting, but I read blog posts, for me, very boring.
It's a long game lah. You so young, want results fast, right?
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, if I want results fast, I think which what most people want. If I want results fast, the easiest way is to straight away get leads, right? Straight away to get leads. I just run ads. Very simple. I just have to write blogs for nights, that kind of thing. I think it's useful still in terms of building up your presence and all that. But for me, that's not who I am. I don't like to post on social media. I don't like to record videos. Because I tried it out before. I hated it. And I took like 5-10 minute video, I can take like 1-2 hours to film, and then after that edit.
Oh, okay.
So very, very tiring. And then also once I feel myself talking, I have to plan out content. Once I feel ready, I'll feel damn tired. I'll just like, I just want to go to my bed and sleep. So that is me. That's why I decided to just run ads.
That's you as well, right? Get results fast and stuff like that. That's what you do for your clients. And I think what Ted is saying is true. You need to find out what works for you. I mean, some things you can do, but that doesn't mean it's you. I know Ted can record wonderful videos, all right, but it's very tiring, it's draining, and what he says, it's not him, right? You can do blogging and stuff, and it works for other people as well, but it's not him as well. So we really must find out what works for us, and what works and what's our style as well. And I think that's the only way to make anything sustainable lah. Yeah, and I think also one thing I want to point out is that because for you, Ted, I mean, you did set your goal, right? Your goal was 100K in a year's time, and that requires different strategies as well. Because I think the blogging game is not a short-term strategy. It takes time to build out your presence and all. But it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It may be good, but it might be a long runway kind of thing. So yeah. So I think what he's saying here is true lah. You have to set your goals. Then you know what methods works for your goals, and see whether the methods that you're using, whether is it suitable for yourself, right? Or if not, you're just going to be so demoralized and give up along the way very quickly. So yeah, awesome. So yeah, what else worked for you, or what other things you do to help?
Yeah, so I wanted to share. I think I've told you before that we had a meal together. So at the point of time when business was a bit slow or wasn't exactly doing as well as I expected. I tried to go to the more scalable business model, which is online courses. I knew I had a skill that could be replicated, and I wanted to try out to sell online courses, like have webinars and all that kind of thing.
Yep.
And then the same problem came back to me when I tried to record online course. So I had to film a webinar, I had to film an online course. In fact, I think I filmed like half of it, and then I realized it's not for me. Then I took a step back. I ditched the online course thing, and then decided to stay on my road, and then just focus. Because if I go online course, chances is, probably I have online course up and ready, but it wouldn't be the best. And I wouldn't have the passion and time to like continuously edit, upload videos, whatever. So I think what I learned from here is like what you said also is find something that resonates with you and then um, flow in the direction because it'll be more effortless lah. Yeah. So that
Yeah.
is what's been working for me, what hasn't been working.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think to be fair also, Ted, from what I know of you, you are more of a behind the scenes kind of thing, right? You're the marketer. You're not the one being marketed most of the time. So I think online course works for those people who wants to be the online superstar, want to be the star, want to be the face of the thing. So I know of a lot of people who did well in their online courses, but I also know of people who struggle, right? And most of the struggle people, they like to sometimes be behind the scenes. I mean, I myself, I'm a little bit quite of a behind the scenes kind of person as well. So yeah, I think what you mentioned is really we must be true to ourselves and know what kind of what is our role and do it well. So yeah, so what happened in the end?
So in the end, so after I edited the whole online course, then I tried to launch. Even I spend money on ads to go and like launch the webinar. Then like no response, no sales. That's like, man, what's wrong? What should I do? Right? Then I realized like people who sells via webinar, they have a lot of experience. Then I realized I got none. Then I was looking at my webinar. In fact, I also want to sleep really. Then I decided to stop the whole thing, scratch the whole thing. In fact, I also bought I subscribed to the online course platforms, have to pay subscription or whatever. I was ready to go in all out. Then I just I decided to just scrape it, the whole thing, and then focus on what I do best, which is helping people to get more sales. Then afterwards, I just focus on what I did, which is the agency work, and then from there it just took off.
So you ended up promoting other people's online course. No lah. But this happens. Some of us are cut out for it. Some of us are not lah. So it really depends on your. Maybe I tell you, you know why? Because you must I don't know, you go learn from Shauna. But jokes aside. What else do you do? So just curious. So I think this is where it took off, and maybe you can share with us. I think just as it was about to take off. I mean, it was taking off already, right? Then suddenly COVID hit, right? So yet you still managed to survive, and not only survive, thrive, and you did well, and then you still got your 100K. So what do you do? How do you do it actually?
Actually, when COVID came, I was damn scared because some of my clients directly or indirectly affected. Some were running events, live events at the book space. Some were like agents or whatever. Some have to like e-commerce. They have to go and fulfill their products, right? So a lot of companies I would say would be affected in a negative way at the start. But then it's how they adapt and how we also coach or guide them to shift and adapt lah. So at first I was really very, very scared. I was like, oh shit, I can't hit my 100K goal. But then I took a step back and I realized that actually most companies had to go digital, which means that I am supposed to be making more money, right? Because everyone wants to go digital and they don't know how. Everyone had live events. Everyone was doing face-to-face meeting and all that kind of things. But once I understood that people were going online, then I start to, again, back to my principle is find out what's working, what's not, right? Then afterwards, there were some clients, they not say can't get results, but for them, some like for example, some companies or some clients, they tend to have results much slower, right? Not say they cannot get results, but probably much slower and in ways that they cannot expect. Right, very, very different in terms of their business model and that kind of thing. So again, this is where I have to focus, I have to niche down also. Right. This also forced me to go like niche down to focus on one particular target audience. Right. That is again optimizing, right? Find out what's working right now at this current moment, and then optimize, go all in. So for those clients that the results are a bit slower, sales are a bit slower, then I tone down on that. I stopped trying to find clients in the area. Then I started to go all in. That one is that I was generating good results for. So that was the part of optimizing. which I think really is the one that because optimizing is also like business direction. Because when you have multiple directions, you are basically spreading yourself thin, right? Then your efforts, first half of the day you're doing this, and the next half you're doing this. So many things very confusing. It's just better to focus on one and then zoom all the way.
Hey guys, this is so true. I mean, for anyone who has started a business, they will know optimizing. I mean, it's not a word that is frequently used. I think maybe used for marketers lah, not so much of entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
But as an entrepreneur, I mean, especially the serial entrepreneurs, it's very easy to have a lot of directions, to be distracted, to try everything, right? I mean, we talk about balancing, have to try everything. But after you try it already, then there must be a part where you want to focus on. For Thaddeus, he actually niched down to a particular area, a type of clients that he know that he got a lot of results for, and that was the thing that will you say that's the thing that really take your business to the next level? Yeah, so guys, you take note of this, okay? Optimizing and focus. But of course, before you focus and before you optimize, of course, you have to test, you have to try everything, which is what he did. But after he tried all of that, he still selected one or two that he knows that he's very strong at, he's very good at, and he just focused there. He optimized there, he reached out his clients there, and that was the thing that he took his business to the next level, even during this COVID season. And you're also telling me something about adapting. I remember, like your people had to go online or something like that, right?
Yeah. So before before COVID came in, I was very rooted to my own mindset that I am like a seminar marketer. Right. And then once COVID came, I realized once COVID came, the immediate thought that came to my head is, oh no, I'm out of business. Right? Because I consider myself a seminar marketer right now. I have no business, I have no seminar to market. And then I attended a few coaching, got mentorship. Then I really understood what marketing is about. And actually it's all about I think the real business that you're in is the outcome that you provide for whoever it is, your customers, your clients, right? So once I had that mindset shift, basically everything took off. So now that I know, okay, my clients are they don't have any like seminar rooms to book, they can't do anything, then I have to help them to adapt. Because my service or my focus is help them to get more sales, right? Whether is it through filling up live room events, seminars, or whatever. Again, that's my end outcome. The method can change. Right? So for previously is I'm helping them to fill up seminars. Right now is live webinars, other funnels, that kind of thing.
But it's quite interesting. It seems like I mean, Steve Jobs always say you can only connect the dots backwards, right? So it seems like you testing last time, you testing your YouTube, you testing your online courses, you testing all this. Now that we are all doing COVID, now all of this come back lah. Now you can do your run. I think it's easier for you as well to run your webinars, run your online courses, do your YouTubes, and do your videography and stuff like that. I mean, yes, it's not what you wanted to start a business from, but hey man, all of this happened to come into use at this point of time. So yeah, wow, this is I think we all had to adapt, right? We all had to adapt during this COVID season, and those who are still hung up on their old business model and stuff, I mean it's just sad. It's difficult for everyone. But yeah, if they are willing to change, or like what you said, I think the main change starts with the mindset, right? Knowing that we are not just stuck to one type of business model, but what is at the end of the day, digital marketing is so broad, it can be expanded. Many other businesses, if they're willing to kind of like broaden their vision, look at the peripheral things, I think they can really go much, also thrive very well during this period as well. So how's everything doing for you right now during this COVID? What's up? What's some of your next exciting plans?
So for me, I'm basically working again. So my niche is very clear. So I'm still working on improving on business models. Some clients are still relatively new. So I'm also introducing certain marketing strategies and all that kind of things. So it's been pretty exciting so far. It's been pretty profitable. But the problem with hitting your goal is sometimes that number.
Guys, you hear that? That's a problem. When you hit your goals, it's a problem. All right. No. I kid.
So how do I put it? So right now, as in that number is a bit boring to me lah. As in I have to aim much higher, right? So that you also know, right? So the next exciting thing for me is how do I bring it to seven figures?
Yeah,
Right.
how to go to the next level, right? I mean that's the purpose of this show as well. This show is not only to inspire people who are starting business and people who are already running business, but even if your business is not doing well, hey, I just want to let all of you guys know that your business can do well during this period. This is episode 7 already, and every episode I've been bringing people, except maybe episode 5, which was a kind of Q&A kind of thing. But if not, every episode I brought in some people, and all of them are all doing well, and all doing well during this COVID period. So I think the purpose of this Business Level Up show is really to encourage and tell you guys that, hey, you can bring your business to the next level even during this period. And for those people who have already, your business is doing well already, right? Hey, maybe you're like Ted, you have hit your goals already and things like that. There's always the next level to strive for. That's the purpose. And I hope that some of the people that we interviewed today, some of the so far, some of the people that we have interviewed and shared some of the stuff, right? All these mindsets and all these breakthroughs and some of the things they did, a lot of optimizing, a lot of tracking, those are just some of the systems, some of the concepts that we shared, right? A lot of them work on their mindset, a lot of them premiumized their stuff, gave more product offerings and things like that. Some went online, some combines customer service, all of these things. I hope some of these concepts, I don't know, you probably can't use all of them, but if you can take one or two, right, these are enough to take your business really to the next level, really to level up your business, so as to speak. So yeah, wow, Ted, so looks like
I'm gonna share one more thing.
You have.
So in terms of like being focused on the outcome that I provide for my clients, right? So last time I was very like stuck. I was very stuck with the idea that I'm just a marketer that run ads. Very, very, very stuck with the idea. So because that was what I did most of the time. But once I understood like the outcome that I provide for my clients, then basically that opened new doors for me to add value to my clients. Right. So for example, if the end outcome that I provide for my clients is more sales, more leads or whatever, right? Then I can not only focus on the paid traffic side, I can focus on the referrals, even the business models, how to increase their prices, so on and so forth. So that opened up a new door for me to number one, make more money for my client, and then as a result, I get more money also. So yeah, that kind of changed my whole perspective of a business lah. So that part also kind of helped me shift my mindset a bit, which really helped to springboard this journey.
Yeah. So guys, really, I think what Tess was trying to say is that really don't box ourselves up, right? We have to test a lot of things. We have to, just focus on the outcome. Outcome may not necessarily be marketing. Marketing is we market for more leads because the outcome is to get them more sales and more revenue and to scale and grow their business. So yeah, don't just box your own self in this area where you think that, hey, that's all I can do. Sometimes you can do more, and that's how to springboard your business. So yeah. So by the way, if you guys got any questions, please just type it in. All right. Those who are involved in marketing, let us know. Those who have questions on how to scale or want to learn how to market your business better or whatever, please take this time to ask. All right. So yeah, I just want to let you know, Ted, you got a lot of supporters. You got your Bowen, you got your Gary. Yeah, I also got Zachary. Zibo, thanks. I look like a Korean star today. Thank you very much. Yeah. So hey, do you have any? If you guys have any questions, this is a very exciting time for marketers. And yeah. So while waiting for questions, because StreamYard does have a bit of a lag time. So yeah, Ted, maybe you can run through with us. So we talked about this while waiting for questions. I don't know whether they have questions or not. Sometimes they're a bit shy.
Actually, I want to add on something. Yeah. So yeah, I think that the reason why as in when we're starting out, there is a lot of things that we need to optimize, or at least like we want to go to many different directions, because entrepreneurs, as in business, very, very fluid. Whether you go this direction or this direction it's not right, it's not wrong. Correct. And then there's always this what's it called? As in the grass is always greener on the other side. Like if you're doing this, okay, this, then after that someone talks about his business model, and then okay, suddenly you want to shift to that model already. And it's very toxic in terms of it distracts you very, very easily. So for example, going back to at the start, right, I wanted to have an agency. Basically, I was a service provider. After that, suddenly I want to become a sell online course. Very different direction. So again, I think the source of it is business very fluid. There's no right, there's no wrong. But at the end of the day, I think it's finding what is working for you and then what resonates with you or what's comfortable with you, and then just go with the flow lah. Yeah.
I think it's always this is a very tricky decision to make. I always feel, because we talk about two very, you realize it seems like we talk about two very separate things on two different the end of the spectrum, right? First we talk about always be open, must test, must whatever, right? Then after that you realize that, hey, after you must focus, you must be able to go in and focus on one area. Then we tell people again, hey, but don't forget, don't box yourself in, don't whatever. So wow, and then so I think it's always very tricky as an entrepreneur. There must be a point where we talk about diversifying, right? Diversifying so that you overly focused, and if COVID hits you, your event company, you're dead. You're too focused, right? But just now we talk about focus, but at the same time, we talk about, hey, you cannot chase every business model out there, every business structure, So I think that's probably one of the most difficult decisions you have to make as a business owner. I mean, you have to really decide, you have to gauge, you have to listen, you have to learn from everyone, but at the same time, you have to decide for yourself. And the thing that might be the thing that takes you to the next level. Focusing sometimes takes you to the next level. Diversifying sometimes takes you to the next level, but you got to know where. But I think for me, right, one thing I was also sharing with some of my mentees as well, it really depends on the situation. So what I share of this concept, I call it the peacetime and the wartime concept. Okay, the peacetime and wartime, which is like, I think during peacetime, right, if you focus, right, if you narrow down in one area during peacetime, right, you do very well. You do much better than the people who during peacetime they all trying diversifying, trying a lot of random stuff lah. Because you know what works already, you focus on that. But during wartime, imagine you only have one skill and and the skill it's not valuable during wartime, right? If imagine like now your peacetime, there's no COVID, there's no nothing, you're damn good events, right? You do your events, you do very well, you earn a lot of money. But during wartime, where you might not be able to run events, you might not be able to sell your bubble tea shop, there's a few things that some things go down. So during wartime, I would say being able to diversify or have quite a number of skill sets or different business models, all this comes into play, right? Some of the businesses survive not because their main business is doing well, but because they diversify and have some side business model that actually allows their store to remain open or things like that. So it's not to say that, guys, we must always diversify, or it's not to say, hey, guys, we must always focus, but sometimes it's a situation, you just have to see the situation. Are we in a peacetime or are you in wartime, right? So I think that might be helpful. I'm just sharing this because I thought that, since Ted brought this up, I thought it's awesome, and I thought that maybe this might be something helpful for all of us. And we do have some questions. Maverick was asking, hey, and this is a good question, as a 23-year-old, how much capital do you start with? So Ted, how much capital do you start with?
Zero.
And
I didn't have any capital because I provide a service. I don't need any money to provide a service. I just have to have the skill set. I just got to learn how to sell to clients, and then that's it.
Yep. So hey guys, to all the people who always say, 23, I have no capital, no money, and things like that, take that, man. This answer is for you, because this question, fantastic question from Maverick, because it's not about how much resource we have, it's how resourceful we are. And Ted was very resourceful. I mean, most of the deals that he structured used the client's money, the client's own money, and he made his 100K without putting in a single dollar. So that's awesome. Gabriel.
Actually, talking about the 100K, right? So I think one of the reasons that I tried to divert direction is because I was focused on like the money that I want to make, right? So for me, my goal was very simple, like 100K, right? And then when I found out, when I experienced a resistance from the agency, after I tend to, when I experience a resistance, I think people normally would try to avoid it rather than overcome it, right? So it's because of that, I didn't try to solve that problem, but I find a new direction to escape that problem. You know what I mean? So I think that's one of the reasons why I said to divert. And I think also very important into why are you in this business? Because if you just out to make money, then chances is you'll be very messy also, because everything it will be another like money making opportunity. And then you do many different things. So it's like find a industry or like a niche, and then if you want to like maybe a debt or whatever, then maybe it's in that niche, not like you do finance suddenly or healthcare or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, like what Ted is saying, I think this goes back to what he mentioned at the very beginning, right? Find the how, right? Find the how. Yeah, just because it didn't work out, he didn't like avoid it, escape from it. Like he went to find a how and see how you can face it and solve it, lah. So yeah, well done, well done. So Maverick, thanks you for this question. Yeah, Vanette, thanks. You enjoyed the peacetime wartime thing. Gabriel Tan was asking, gentlemen, how can I scale my Zoom yoga lessons? So wow, you want to make this in a marketing consultation in the middle. But do you have any ideas for him? Gary.
It's her.
It's a her. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Gary. Yeah. What will you say? I mean,
So I think yeah. So first thing, definitely like if you want to get more sales, there's only a few things only, right? So first you need to identify like who is your target audience. So yoga is now very, very broad. Everyone is in like I go on Instagram, everyone is like doing yoga classes or like spin classes or whatever. First is I think identifying your target audience, like which particular niche, and then after that have a irresistible offer. It can be a trial, it can be I don't know, a $1 trial or whatever, right? Irresistible offer that no ordinary yoga person would turn down. So irresistible. Then after so once your irresistible offer, next is how to find people, right? How to find traffic. So these you can have many ways. You can run paid traffic. You can do some organic marketing. For example, you get your Facebook page up, post videos, at least have a website so people can, or at least a funnel that people can opt in and contact you. Right? So it can be social media, it can be paid, it can be organic. I think all of this works. It can also be a referral, word of mouth marketing. So there are many different sources of traffic, but I think the most important, at least for yoga business, I'm not very familiar with yoga business, but if you want people to buy, at least go into your funnel or people to trust you, pay you money. Number one, I think first part is you have to have a very irresistible offer. So I think right now for gyms, I recently also signed up for a gym membership. Anytime Fitness. Okay. So I think they have pretty irresistible offer. It was like a 1 month trial or something like that, or like a one-time trial. So for me, it was no risk. I go there, I like what I see, then okay, then I buy. So that's an irresistible offer. So I think Gary, for you, first thing is again identify who is it you're targeting, or who is it you are focusing on. Then afterwards, create a front end irresistible offer. Then the next thing just find traffic.
Okay, well, wonderful. I think what I just want to add on, I think coming from marketers, we always ask who is your target market, right? And just to optimize and refine what Ted mentioned, just to add on, so who are you targeting, right? Whether is it an office, people working in an office, or people that stay at home, well, everyone in the office is staying at home right now. but who is your main target source of people, right? And then Ted mentioned this about the irresistible offer, right? So I would the only thing I want to add on is just merge these two together. What is an irresistible offer to the people you're targeting? If you can find this answer, right, it's almost an instant sale already. So I think, and then after that, once you got the correct offer, I think a lot of people like to start marketing even before they have the irresistible offer, like what Ted mentions. So you end up throwing a lot of money. It can be organic, it can be organic traffic, it can be paid traffic. But if without the offer, it's like trying to force a boring offer down someone's throat. It's very tough. You have to spend a lot of money. It's not exciting. But if you have an irresistible offer that's targeted at the type of people that you're looking for, right? Whether is it paid traffic, you will have very cheap leads, a lot of people flow in, or if it's organic, where it's word of mouth, where people spread and stuff like that, people will just keep spreading and tell, check out this, join this free yoga class, this 1 month trial, something like that. So yeah, you really have to find out. I mean, there's a few, this question is multi-layered, so I don't want to overly simplify it, but I think it goes back to the age-old question, marketing question is who are you targeting? And number two is your offer irresistible to the people that you are targeting? All right. So yeah, thank you very much for your question, Gary.
On this, right? So I recently, like a few people talked to me. I came across a few people that mentioned that Facebook marketing effectiveness has decreased, and then they just like put it out there. So although that might be true in terms of like the cost per impressions or whatever, advertising, they beat up, the price to advertise is higher, right? But I think is sometimes when we see, like for example, right, when we buy an ad, we run an ad, and then it doesn't work, it's not profitable, and then it's not fair to say that it's not working, right? You just say that Facebook marketing is not working. I think it's important to ask like why is it not working? Because I think at the end of the day, Facebook marketing is just a machine that you input something, then the output they give you the results. Correct. So for example, if let's say I put a bad offer or like a boring offer that nobody wants to buy, and then you put into Facebook, Facebook gives you the output. Obviously, it doesn't work, right? Correct. So if you put a irresistible offer and then to the Facebook, there's a very, very high chance that it will blow up, right? So in terms of like Facebook say it doesn't work for me or whatever, I think it works for everyone. So long you have a good offer that your customer, your target audience, would respond to, would buy into, and then basically you just run Facebook traffic, and then boom.
Yeah. Hey, wow. Gary hear what you say. Very excited. You see, want to engage Ted. Okay, you go link up later. Okay, but I think but I just wanted to add in 2 cents for what's worth about what Ted mentioned. Hey, I can tell you, right, no matter what we do, right, I mean, it's I don't want to make it sound like a rant, but no matter what we do, right, some things work, something doesn't work. But just because something doesn't work, right, doesn't mean that thing doesn't something doesn't work for you doesn't mean the thing doesn't work. So it's a very fine line, because it's so I can tell it's so difficult, right? I give a very extreme example. All right. So let's say, for example, I do something. I do a legit business and stuff like that, and then my business started to earn money, right? Then is it saying that am I doing something wrong? Maybe the situation doesn't allow you to earn business right now. It doesn't. So the business is a bad business. Then let's say I go gamble. I buy Toto, and then it takes off. My first ticket I won money. Then does this mean that this works? So if you always gauge something by the end result, right, you will just keep doing the same thing. Like, okay, I should buy Toto. Toto is a great business. But in the truth is, it's not. It's not. Running a business or getting a job will probably make you done properly, run a business properly, doing a job properly will probably earn you more money than buying Toto, right? So if you always look at the outcome just by itself, right, it's a very inaccurate thing. So sometimes people run Facebook ads, then they got a bad outcome, then they say, Facebook ad doesn't work. But sometimes it might be they ran a bad offer, might be their offer. Sometimes they run and they didn't do proper copywriting, then it might be a bad copywriting, bad marketing. Sometimes but it doesn't mean that Facebook doesn't work, because Facebook works for so many other people out there. The same thing for investing, for whatever route. Some people buy property, make money. Then they say proper investing is the key. Some people buy property, lose money. Then they say property investing is fake one. But the medium doesn't change. You have to do it correctly, right? Property investing, options investing, value investing, Facebook marketing, e-commerce. There's so many things I can name. So it's not true to say that some things that doesn't work for you doesn't work. It just maybe doesn't work for you, or you might need to spend a little bit more time to tweak it until it works for you. Yeah. So don't give up on something too fast. But at the same time, going back to what Ted mentioned at the very, very beginning of this interview, which is we got to find out what works for us. Sometimes it works, it just doesn't work for us. It might. Ted is a great videographer. He takes very good videos. If I take the same videograph, same camera, I will not be able to take great videos like him. Okay. Then you know what I'll say? I'll say, hey, this video is a lousy camera. This is a lousy videographer, right? A lousy video camera, which is not true. You see, all those things are just the medium. So yeah, every time I always tell people, hey, you are not the way your logic is flawed, or the way you gauge something is flawed. You cannot just see the end result. You must see the process as well. So I hope this has been helpful for you guys. All right.
And I think like in business, right? Sometimes when you encounter a problem, it's very easy to say that it's not working. But then sometimes when you want to understand why, right? As it takes intentional thinking to go and understand why this thing doesn't work. Because I think subconsciously we just put it up one side and they say, that it doesn't work, or let's try something else. But I think it's like important to go and practice like I don't want to call it like intentional thinking, as into think intentionally of why certain things doesn't work, right? So maybe that thing is a super profitable route, but then maybe just one small thing didn't work out, then disrupt the whole thing, right? So I think which I'm still trying to work on as well. Sometimes I encounter like a hiccup, then I say, okay, this doesn't work, right? Then I don't think intentionally why it doesn't work. I think that's I don't. Do you face it as well, or
I think
yeah,
it's a troubleshooting phase, which I mean, because I used to do a bit of audio visual stuff, you know. So I remember like this, let's say, imagine I have this very big mixer board, and no matter what I do, right, it was just not working, you know, there was no sound coming in. Then it's like, hey, wow, is it the mixer board that's spoiled? Is it the cable that's broken? That's, you know, is it I never attached properly? Is it the speakers that's problem? Then you think like, oh, something's wrong, you know. Oh, is it the speaker that's spoiled? The microphone is spoiled. The music, the laptop is spoiled. The cable is not playing. Adapter. You know, you have to figure out there's 1,001 things. Then it's very easy to say, hey, the video is spoiled. This mixer board is spoiled. Then actually, towards the end, we found out we forgot to switch on the power source for the speaker. So you know, it's the kind of thing that, you know, it's very easy to dismiss that this thing is bluff one. The mixer board is lousy. The music is lousy. The cable is spoiled. There's a gazillion one thing, but sometimes it's just that, hey, because we never switch on the speaker, then we say, hey, this thing lousy, this thing's spoiled. When it's not the thing's problem, it's our problem. So knowing how to troubleshoot, intentional thinking, like what you said, I think that's key. So yeah. So anyway, but by the way, you all find this useful. If you all find this session and this episode useful, please once again, you share with all the people out there. You know, I mean, this guy is 23 years old, super inspiring, and I think today, especially today's episode, we did share quite a few nuggets, man. Like we talked about irresistible offer, we talked about intentional thinking, reflection, how to troubleshoot things. We talked about knowing how to balance between experimenting, try new things, and when to focus down and things like that. So there's lots of value. Do help us to share to all the people who you know that are running a business, share on your wall, things like that, so that we can reach out to as many people as possible. All right. So I think wow, it's so fast. I didn't always, every time I talk, then I realize that, oh, it's going the interview to go end soon. So yeah, so I think since there's not much questions left, maybe before we end off this interview, yeah, Ted, would you like to say something to the audience, the viewers, like how, yeah, what last words, inspiring words do you have for these people during this period of time?
I think I'll speak to two groups of people. One is the business owner, one is trying to start a business. So I think for business owners, especially right now, if let's say you are being affected by COVID, right, you can't operate your business. I think it's still try to find a way to go online, because everyone's online, right? And I want to steal this quote from somewhere. I think yesterday I was watching a YouTube video, and then it says that a bad plan is better than no plan. So I thought this was really useful. Like if let's say you're a bit lost, at least have a plan first, get started, and then optimize, find out what's working, and then you know just go there, rather than just no plan and then I don't know what to do. Should I try something new? So I think that's the first advice for existing business owners. Then I think for people who try to start a business, I think if let's say you're a bit lost, because I also have a few friends who they want to start a business but they don't know what to do. Should I internship first or whatever? So I think the first important thing is you have to identify what you like, or what is it that interests you. So you can't actually find out without diving into a lot of things. For me, I took about a few months or 1 year to try out, experiment different things. I think quite fortunate I could experiment YouTube whatever. Yeah, but I think it's important to go and dive into like a mess, quite a mess, and then from there see which one you like, which one is working, which one is profitable, and then from there just focus.
Yep. Wow, awesome. I think, and all of this come from a person who's at 23 achieved so much. I'm so excited for your future. What's going ahead of you. When just before I did this interview and last week's interview, which was another 23-year-old person, I keep thinking to myself, what was I doing when I was 23? You know, so yeah, I think that's one thing. See. This is what I mean by questions always start coming in at the end. Is having a mentor important for starting a business? Benedict. Oh, Ted, do you want to say something about this?
100%. 100%. So a few reasons. So number one is, of course, if you start your own, you don't know what mistakes you might make, what costly mistakes you might make. And then you as a result, if you don't find a mentor, you might, I don't know, lose money, go in the wrong direction, make bad deals, and then as a result, you waste a lot of time and money. So I think that is the cost of not having someone to guide you. But if you have a mentor, everything is like they basically they're like maybe 5-10 steps ahead of you, and they basically help you to path out a road of least resistance.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I think this question is I think, okay, if you ask me honestly, right, this mentoring thing, right, it's a topic that has been, every time when people talk about mentoring, coaching, then they try to sell you something. But I feel that sometimes we do it a bit of disservice, because ever since when we started, even since young in school, right, we always look for a teacher to teach us something, right? I mean, it's a standard thing. You never expect to throw a primary school kid all the primary 1 textbooks and say, okay, make sure you pass the end of your exam, right? We never do that to a PSLE student. We never do that to A level. No, but somehow when it comes to the real world, right, we always like, oh, okay, you go figure out yourself, that kind of thing. But we will never do that to our students. But so I think having a mentor and a coach and all this is super important. But I think as we grow older, we maybe a little bit less humble to learn, So we think, studying was for the kids, the students. Now we graduated, we don't need to study anymore. But actually, it's not true that the world is changing so fast. We got to constantly grow. So I always feel that mentoring, sometimes we always think that, oh, mentor, this guy trying to sell me something. But actually, I feel that this mentoring thing is the fastest way to learn. I think that's granted. But I think so if you ask me, the fastest way to learn anything at all, whether is it cooking, whether is it investing, whether is it business, whether is it even sweeping, cleaning the house, doing your laundry, how to iron your clothes, all this, having a mentor, having your parents, your mother, your father to teach you stuff is the fastest way to learn something. However, it is even more important to have a mentor with regards to things that might cost you money, right? Like running a business, all right? Because if think about it, if I let's say I don't know how to do my laundry, or I don't know how to hang clothes, I don't know how to iron my clothes, if I self-learn, maybe I lose a shirt, I burn a shirt, a few items, that's minimum risk. But when you're talking about business, where every decision costs you money, right? Or investing, every decision costs you money, especially wrong decision costs you money, then all those, right, requires a mentor, and a good mentor all the more. So and things like driving, right? If you don't drive properly, you might accidentally kill someone, right? So all of these things, the crucial ones especially needs a mentor. The non-crucial ones, you want to go learn how to iron your own clothes, no worries. You want to learn how to wash your own clothes, no worries. Those are low risk kind of stuff. So I always feel that high risk things really requires mentor, really requires coach. Can be someone you know, someone you don't know. It can be someone you need to pay and stuff like that. But man, just go get a mentor for especially high risk stuff. All right. So hey man, hi. Ben Garland, hello. Hi. Hey Gary, thanks for the support, man. So yeah, so I think we come to the end of this session. Hey, thanks a lot, Ted, for joining us on this episode. Yeah, so guys, once again, if you have any questions, do feel free to continue asking. We'll try to reply to some of the questions as well. And if you find this helpful, once again, do share to all the people who you know might be interested in this. Purpose of this endless group is really to share as much, give as much value as possible. All right. So once again, I'm very happy to have Ted joining us today. The next time you take your business to the next level, 7 figures, right? Let's come on the show and ask you. We'll interview you again on how you do it. All right. So
all right.
That will be all, guys. Thank you very much. Bye, everyone. Bye.